Yeah, yeah.
Come on.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's Wednesday, May the 21st, 2014, and welcome to the BCS Experience History, Arts, Culture, Politics in Review and Discussion. I'm Byron C. Saunders, your host with the most. The BCS Experience takes a look at our rich history, African American history. We're going to share with you some known and unknown facts, historical facts, and information from the past, and connect the dots on how they have impacted on our present day events and how they will definitely shape our future as African Americans in this country and around the world. The BCS Experience, history, arts, culture, politics, in review and discussion. This is Internet Radio and will be aired live every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. from the studios of the BW Moving Images on the GoPro Radio Network. I'm really excited about this opportunity to talk to you all across the country and around the globe. I want you to tune in every week on your computer or your cell phone. I want you to become a loyal listener, and I personally invite you to lend your voice to this radio talk show, to express your opinions on my weekly topics. This is social network radio at its finest. Now here's the number for you to call in to be a part of the discussion. Call 347-884-9837. Once again, that number to call is 347-884-9839. This week's topic, the Lindy Hop and swing dancing, the art of hand dancing, an African American tradition. Frankie Manning, the Lindy Hop swing dance king, Frankie 100, welcomes people from all walks of life and all ages and from around the world to celebrate Frankie Manning's centennial birthday. More than 2,000 people from 47 different countries will be joining us in Harlem, New York City, while many thousands more prepare to celebrate virtually from other parts of the world. We hope that you are as excited as we are for this momentous event. Oh my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. My show is the New Underground Railroad Express. Next stop is your neighborhood. All aboard to freedom and to freedom land. But before we meet my featured call-in guest, a little bit of history. Oh my goodness. We're talking about Frankie Manning. Was born on this date, Tuesday, May the 26th, 1914. And he was an African American dancer and choreographer. From Jacksonville, Florida, and raised in New York City, he started dancing in his early teens at a Sunday afternoon dance at the Alhambra Ballroom in Harlem to the music of Vernon Andre. From there, he moved on to the Renaissance Ballroom, which had an early evening dance for older teens with the live swing music of the Claude Hopkins Orchestra. Finally, Frankie graduated to the Savoy Ballroom, which was known for its great dancers and bands. Manning, competitive as well as gifted, became a star in the informal jams in the Cat's Corner of the Savoy, frequently won the Saturday night contest, and was invited to join the Elite 400 Club, whose members could come to the Savoy Ballroom daytime hours to practice alongside the bands that were booked at the Savoy. In 1935, Herbert White organized the top Savoy ballroom dancers into a professional performance group that was eventually named Whitey's Lindy Hoppers. Manning created the troupe's first ensemble Lindy Hop routines and functioned as the group's de facto choreographer, although without that title. The troupe toured extensively and made several films. Whitey's Lindy Hoppers became disbanded around the time of World War II, since many of the male members were drafted. Well, after the war in 1947, Frankie created a small performance group called the Congaroos. When the Congaroos disbanded in 1955, Manning settled into a career with the United States Postal Service. Well, in 1982, Al Mims, a former member of the Whitey's Lindy Hoppers, started to teach Lindy Hop at the Sandra Cameron Dance Center, where he introduced a new generation of dancers to the Lindy Hop. Well, before he passed away in 1985, he told his students that Frankie Manning, another surviving member of Whitey's Lindy Hoppers, also lived in New York City. In 1986, Aaron Stevens and Stephen Mitchell contacted Frankie Manning to ask him to teach them the Lindy Hop. He first said no, before agreeing to meet with them. The two returned to California and helped spread the dance to the West Coast, as well as other areas in the United States. That same year, Leonard Westerlund contacted Frankie Manning and invited him to Sweden to work with the Rhythm Hot Shots. Frankie Manning traveled to Sweden in 1987 and has returned to Sweden every year since 1989 to teach at the Herräng Dance Camp. Manning received the Tony Award for co-choreography of the Broadway musical Black and Blue. Well, in recent years, Manning's annual birthday celebrations have drawn together dancers and instructors from all over the world. His 80th birthday was commemorated by a week-long celebration in New York City. His 85th culminated in a sold-out party at New York's Roseland Ballroom, where a pair of his dance shoes were placed in a showcase along with those of dancers such as Fred Astaire. For his 86th birthday, a huge gala was feted in Tokyo in his honor, which included workshops taught by the maestro himself. The climax of the festivals featured a live orchestra. Frankie drew a huge crowd of Japanese and foreign expat swing enthusiasts for his memorable occasion. Dedicated cruises were organized for his 89th and 90th birthdays. For his birthday dances, he followed his custom of dancing with one woman for every year of his life, partnering 89 and 90 women in succession respectively. In 2007, his autobiography was published, and the book is a collection of often humorous stories about the early days of swing dancing and his experiences dancing with Whitey's Lindy Hoppers. The book continues to recount his experience up through the revival of swing dancing in the 1980s. A resident of Corona, Queens, Frankie Manning died in Manhattan on April the 24th, 2009. Whoa! Whoa! What a career! And I'm sitting here with my guest co-host, none other than Stephen Pollock. Stephen, can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Dancing that long? And you know the music that's playing right now?
Yeah.
This is the quintessential Lindy Hop dance.
I like the part in regards to him dancing with a woman.
Oh, for 89 and
That's
90s?
right. I like that.
Oh, my goodness. And you know who's playing this? You know who this is?
Is this Duke?
No, this is not Duke Ellington. This is Lionel Hampton.
Oh,
this
sorry.
song,
That's right.
when they played this song at the ballrooms,
Mm-hmm.
now this is a 6 minute 19 second version. Okay? But they could play this up to 20, sometimes 30 minutes, revving up, ratcheting it up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is the best in music. Folks, if you could dance to this music, you were sheerly dancing.
Did the Nicholas brothers use this?
The Nicholas brothers, Frankie Manning,
right.
even Spike Lee used this in the opening of Malcolm X, where they were at the Savoy dancing,
Okay.
flying home.
Right.
So that's why I played this. This is about Frankie Manning celebrating a 100th anniversary. Flying away, flying home, baby. Okay, I'm telling you, this is when music was really music. Anyway, I want to hear from you. Let's connect the dots and make sense out of it all. Let's talk. Call me, 347-884-9839. Tonight, I have a very special guest that's joining me as my featured call-in Studio guest this evening is none other than Barbara A. Jones, director of the Harlem Swing Dance Society. Barbara, welcome to the BCS Experience.
Well, thank you. It's a great honor to be here.
Now, did you like that opening, Barbara?
Yes, you got just about all the details. Fill it in.
I'm telling you, Frankie Manning, an icon, a dance icon, and we're going to show a piece of the YouTube so that folks who heard this music, see, folks don't realize, Barbara, people actually dance to this kind of music. And I mean, the Lindy Hop had all the dancers up on the floor, sweating the rug or cutting the rug, as they say, back in the day. Now, Barbara, can you dance like that?
Well, I don't do aerials, but I can swing and jitterbug.
All right, now, that's what I'm talking about. Now, see, folks don't even know what you're talking about when you say aerials.
Yeah.
Aerial.
That's technique.
That's technique,
Yep,
baby. But we're
technique.
going to show some of that in the YouTube piece.
Yeah.
But, Barbara, let's talk about you first. You serve on the board of the Harlem Swing Dance Society, a Harlem nonprofit started in 2008 for the purpose of promoting and preserving Lindy Hop and swing dance culture in its Harlem birthplace. You long to see Harlem area once again embrace their most famous dance. The Harlem Swing Dance Society is energizing the community of youth to be future innovators of this unique art form. Now, tell us about your forming this organization and what you are doing for the community of Harlem and the global community as well.
Well, we like to call ourselves the modern day organization because really Frankie, Shorty George, and all of those dances from 70, 80 years ago, they really were the first organization. Whitey's Lindy Hoppers and all the rest of them. But they were just never officially organized. No one through the years ever did that. And after a while of learning this dance and seeing that there was no organization or structure in Harlem for it, that's when the decision was made to finally get it done. And if this was the twist or the Hully Gully or some other 60s dance,
Right.
it wouldn't be such a big deal. I mean,
Yes.
this Harlem Shake thing or the Harlem, even the
Right.
Harlem Shuffle.
Yes.
People know of those dances, but, they come and go. This dance is still being done all over the world.
That's right.
And people are making a pretty penny off of it.
I know that's
And
right.
it's just a shame that it's not being recognized or being passed down like it should have in Harlem. In our research and talking to people in the neighborhood, we've been finding a lot of different reasons why this has happened.
Right.
Why it hasn't struck a chord like it could. But one thing we do know, when the children and when people see it, they're like, oh, I remember that.
Yes.
Oh, that's fun. There still is an interest. And it's just like anything else. They might take up the jazz or take up an instrument. They like it for a while and then leave it alone, but at least they know about it. And we're finding in Harlem, a lot of our youth, like 3 or 4 generations have missed this culture. It wasn't passed down.
Right. Well, how many members
So
are in
we
your
think it's
organization now?
important to do that.
How many members are in your organization now?
Well, as far as the board, we're a nice small board of 4 people, 5 people.
Okay.
But we have supporters in the neighborhood of Harlem. We have not done a membership drive, but we do have a lot of supporters as far as some community leaders and organizations. They're finally seeing what we're talking about, and that's why we're happy this Frankie 100 event is coming to Harlem.
Yes.
Because it's going to wake up a lot of people.
Absolutely.
It really is.
I have another caller that's on the line. We're going to bring that caller in. Good evening. Welcome to the BCS Experience. And who might you be? 646.
Hello?
I hear you. Hello.
Excellent. Byron, Felix Leo Campos joining the conversation.
Felix, how are you, my friend? Now, are you a swing dancer, Felix?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'd like to at least make a note that the swing dance is a lot like salsa. Partners twirling
Yes.
one another, holding hands, holding each other by the waist, and that too may have, because I'm not going to say that it has, may have some roots or at least some association with swing dance and the Lindy and other steps of the era.
Well, I got to take a break, guys. And when we come back, we're going to talk about some more of the Lindy Hop swing dancing. Man, I'm telling you, it's the kind of stuff that brings couples back together. And that's what we're doing, folks, here on the BCS Experience. So don't go away. When we come back, we are going to kick it up a notch. You're listening to the BCS Experience on the GoPro Radio Network.
The views and opinions expressed on GoPro Radio Network shows are solely those of the speakers and are not necessarily the views or opinions of GoPro Radio Networks, Inc. or its affiliates. These broadcasts are provided on the understanding that they do not constitute professional advice or services. Individuals who speak in these broadcasts express their own opinions, experiences, and conclusions. GoPro Radio Networks and its affiliates do not necessarily endorse or oppose any particular opinion or conclusion discussed in these broadcasts. You may not edit, modify, or redistribute these broadcasts in any way without the express permission of GoPro Radio Networks, Inc. GoPro Radio Networks assumes no liability for any of your activities in connection with these broadcasts or for your use of these broadcasts in connection with your website, computer, or playing device.
You're listening to content developed by the GoPro Radio Network, the fastest growing network in the galaxy. GoPro Radio Network. Listen to the voices in your head.
All right, we're back on the BCS Experience, and I've got a wonderful featured call-in guest, and Barbara A. Jones of the Harlem Swing Dance Society, and joining her on the other line as well as Felix Campos. He's here in New York City. He says he swing dances. Stephen, do you swing dance, Stephen?
I can learn, though.
Oh, you can learn.
Oh,
okay. Now, see, you're not. I don't think he's old enough, folks, to swing dance with us yet, but we're gonna get him there. Now, so Barbara, let's talk about Frankie Manning. What a phenomenal dancer! Did you ever know him personally?
I met him. We talked. He knew that our organization was going to be coming.
Yes.
And he was really a sweet little gentleman, and that's why people just gravitated to him. And he nicely, and thank goodness, he lived to be as old as he did.
Yes. So
that he could spread it even more and more. There's 3 videos of him on YouTube talking in his later years, and it's just amazing, you know, how many people he touched, and you know, he was so revered. So
absolutely,
you can understand why people are going Frankie 100 crazy in a way. That's
right. Now you're expecting over 2,000 people to come up to Harlem this week to celebrate.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
There's going to be quite a few people walking around Harlem in 1930s gear.
That's absolutely. Now we're going to talk about that when we come back, but I want to show folks what Lindy Hoppin is all about. We got a YouTube piece. Let me just tell you, folks, put on your seatbelts, or even better, put on your dancing shoes, and let's see if you can really keep up with this pace. All right, let's go with that. Oh, she said 1 minute, 1 second, and my engineer is back there. I think she wants to do some Lindy Hoppin with me. All right, but that's all right. I do swing dancing too, y'all. Okay, that's one of my favorite things to do in the summertime. And you know, when they have the Harlem Jazz Mobile, that's one of the things that I really love to see, is that because when these jazz bands are playing, they're out there swing dancing.
Oh.
Out there at Marcus Garvey.
That's
right. Yeah. Out there at Marcus Garvey Park, at Grant's Tomb, at Jackie Robinson Park. So you want to do some swing dancing, that's some free stuff? Come on now. All right. The engineer, Tatiana, says we're ready to go. Tatiana, drop the laser on this one.
It was born half a century ago in the nightclubs and ballrooms of Harlem. A new dance to go with a new kind of music. The new music was called swing. The dance went by many names, from the Lindy Hop to jive. But most people called it jitterbug.
What I enjoy, and I love to hold a woman in my arms. At those particular moments, me and my partner are in love with each other. I don't think you ever see a Lindy Hopper that's not smiling. When everybody was feeling low, it was a dance that was a happy dance that would get people together.
And boys made of India rubber. Every Saturday night on the floor of the Savoy Ballroom, Harlem's best dancers competed against each other for a $10 top prize. So everyone was always on the lookout for a new wrinkle, a different step.
There's somebody standing on the side watching you intently with a face. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I'm going to get that. You know, whether things like that. But if it's good, great. Maybe you change it around a little bit. Maybe you do it backwards, you know. But then that person see that step again. You say, hey, man, that's a great step. Where'd you get it from? You say, oh, I got it from you.
What they were on to was a dance that would soon move beyond the confines of Harlem and begin to excite audiences and dancers in white America. The vehicle for Jitterbugs' burst of popularity in the late 1930s was a group called Whitey's Lindy Hoppers, carefully assembled from Harlem ballrooms by a street fighter turned dancer named Herbert White. Whitey.
I went with Whitey when I was 14 years old. I had won a contest. And he saw me dance in a contest. He brought me to the Savoy. He saw Frankie dance in the ballroom one time, and he saw Frankie doing the after Frankie. He knew what he wanted.
What Whitey wanted was to showcase the Lindy Hop, not only in America, but in nightclubs around the world. For that, he needed dancers like Frank and Norma, and he got them.
We just had a charm life. When you're young, and somebody saying you're going to Europe and you're going to Paris, and oh my, you're 50 years old. I love Frankie like he's just the most important man in the world to me. I just think every time we look at each other, the last funeral we went to was my dancing partner. Billy and I had been together 30 years. And when we was at the casket looking at Billy, and it was me, Frankie, and there was Billy laying in the casket, and we knew there's only two of us left. Sort of makes you feel sort of strange, because you want the case of playing musical chairs. Like you say, I say, hey, how do you feel lately, kid?
Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. I'm sweating just watching it.
Wow.
Okay. Literally. That went on all night long at the Savoy. At these ballrooms. Can you imagine folks bouncing the floor? Oh my goodness gracious. Even my line engineer back there, Tatiana, she ain't even 20 yet. She's back there just bopping and jiving and weaving and dancing. I'm like, as somebody said at the Uptown Harlem Arts Alliance the other night, when you played that video for the meeting, and about 100 people there, somebody said, guy came up and says, I want y'all to know something. That ain't twerking.
Oh, twerking. Twerking got nothing on that.
That's right. Twerking ain't got nothing on what these kids were doing. I'm telling you, man. Woo.
Yeah.
Woo. My goodness. Anyway, so we got another caller on the line. I got to take a break, but we got a few minutes before that break, but let's bring this other caller. 404, who are you? Welcome to the BCS Experience. Hello, 404. I got you on the line. Welcome. Yes. Hello. Okay, they're going to play possum. So we got Felix on the line at 646. We got my featured call-in guest, Barbara A. Jones. She's the director of the Harlem Swing Dance Society. Now, Barbara, where is all of this taking place starting tomorrow? Where's it happening?
Well, there's going to be a show at the Apollo Theater.
Yes.
And there's two shows, one at 7 and then one at 10.
Okay.
And after the show, there's an after party at the Alhambra Ballroom.
Yes.
But Earlier in the day, there is a panel discussion at the Joseph P. Kennedy Center, off of Lenox and 135th Street.
Yes.
That's from 3 o'clock to 4:30. And at that panel discussion, they're going to talk about what's going on for the weekend and how communities all over the world have been building up this culture.
Right.
People, I know you mentioned 47 countries, but it's just
Yes.
amazing to see these countries that are actually doing it. I mean, Mexico, Finland, India, Korea. Everybody's embracing this dance, and that's what we need to see Harlem do.
That's right.
Embrace it again.
Yes, and it's amazing because shows like Dancing with the Stars, when they get to do some of the swing dancing, they don't even come close to the rhythm that these kids were bopping
sure
to.
don't.
Oh my goodness! I mean, and that's some good dancers on. Make no mistake about it. The Dancing with the Stars program and ballroom dancing has elevated hand dancing back to a level of appreciation again. But boy, when I'm telling you, folks get to do the Lindy Hop the way it was done originally, baby, you're going to break out that handkerchief because you're going to bust a sweat, okay? All right. And so is any of this happening this week, any of these events free to the public? Let's let folks know about that too.
Well, for the Apollo on Thursday night, there are going to be a few rush tickets sold.
Okay. All right. And how much are the tickets?
And I believe they're $20 the rush tickets. They're
Very
going to be
affordable.
sold at Welcome to Harlem.
Yes.
Welcome to Harlem, the office on 8th Avenue.
Yes.
Oh boy, what's that address? 2360 8th Avenue. They're
Okay.
going to have some rush tickets there.
Is there a phone number for that?
For Welcome to Harlem, their number is 212-662-7779.
7779. That's 212-662-7779. That's for the rush tickets at the Apollo Theater for the swing.
No, not at the theater.
No.
This is at Welcome to Harlem.
It's Welcome to Harlem. That's right. Let's get that correct. Now, what's their address again?
2360 8th Avenue.
2360 8th Avenue. Okay, now
Yes.
that's Welcome to Harlem. Now, the events at the Joseph P. Kennedy Center on 135th, are any of those events free to the public?
The panel discussion is free to the public.
Okay,
Yes.
the panel discussion. Now, who are some of the panelists?
They're going to have a panelist from, I believe, Ohio, then Africa, and from Korea. I'm representing Harlem.
Okay.
There is another country, I can't remember offhand, but it's pretty diverse. And these are swing dance associations that just got started within the last 3 years,
Okay.
and things are booming.
Yes.
So it's going to be interesting to see what questions I'm going to be thrown, like why is it taking so long in Harlem?
Right. Well, you
But
know.
we know our people. Once
Yes.
they catch fire, it takes off.
Well, I've seen some of the folks who are members of your organization. They swing, baby. They love it. And I'm telling you,
Yes, they do.
Stephen, to see folks like that enjoying it, like the person said in the YouTube piece, swing dancers and hip hop Lindy hop dancers,
Lindy Hop.
Lindy hop dancers. They don't have frowns on their faces when they're dancing. This is a dance.
How can you have a
now,
frown?
all right, I got another caller. I'm going to bring this caller in, and then we're going to take another break, and then I'm going to jam some more. I got more music to play. We're going to do some Jimmy Lunsford. You know, we're going to show you some music. So we want folks to get up and start boogieing. So who's the caller? Good evening, 408. Welcome to the BCS Experience. Who are you?
Hey, this is Sister Nedra. How you doing, Byron?
Sister Nedra, calling all the way from the West Coast out there in the
Ooh.
Valley, Silicon
Right on.
Valley. Now, Sister Nedra, do you swing dance? Do you swing dance? Can you Lindy Hop?
I because my mama swung.
Uh-oh, watch out. She
Nice.
taught you well. In the kitchen, y'all were bopping and dropping, I'm
A
telling
long
you.
line of swingers.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Well, we're going to take a little break because Sister Nedra's going to be on next week talking about her documentary, and we're going to let her give a little shout-out about that. But we got to take this break. And, boy, when we come back, y'all get your partners ready because Jimmy Lunsford, y'all can't just sit down to listen to Jimmy Lunsford music. You got to get up and bop and drop like the rest of them. You're listening to the
I'm ready.
You ready? That's what I'm talking about. You're listening to the BCS Experience on the GoPro Radio Network. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you a great opportunity. If you have a product or service, a talent or something important to say, now's your chance to have your own radio show. Whether you're just starting out or a veteran looking for a professional platform to enhance your presentation, the GoPro Radio Network is the premier place to cultivate and share new and exciting content. We'll help you to grow your audience and keep it growing long after your first broadcast. Now you have a voice. Call 212-696-8562 today or visit www.goproradio.com and you'll be amazed at how easy and affordable it is to have your own radio show on the fastest growing network in the galaxy. GoPro Radio. Listen to the voices in your head.
You want to know the truth, folks? Do you really want to know the truth? Well, perhaps you can't handle the truth. But if you can listen to GoPro Radio. Tune in at www.goproradio.com. Now, have I made myself clear?
GoPro Radio Network. Listen to the voices in your head. I know I do.
You're listening to content developed by the GoPro Radio Network, the fastest growing network in the galaxy. GoPro Radio Network. Listen to the voices in your head.
All right, we're back on the BCS Experience. We're gonna kick it up a notch. Let's drop some Jimmy Lunsford on my listeners and see if they can really keep up to bopping and clopping and dropping. Get your dance shoes on, folks. I know you're ready. Put them saddle shoes on because you know you really want to get up and dance in the kitchen, Sister Nedra, out there on the West Coast. You know, Barbara's got Barbara works with her gear all the time. First time I met Barbara A. Jones, director for the Harlem Swing Dance Society, she was ready to dance with me.
Ooh.
I'm telling you. I'm like,
there you go.
She said, "Can you swing?" I said, "Sure enough." That's how she started it out.
There you go.
You had me at hello, Barbara. You know that, okay? And Felix, who's living up in Harlem, he's on the barrio side of the Harlem. Felix,
El Barrio.
Yeah, El Barrio.
Mm-hmm.
He swing dances with merengue, and you know, but I know Felix can drop it. You know, I've seen him. He's a ladies' man, so you got to watch these Latin guys. They get out there on the floor. They try to show you some new stuff, okay? So, Felix, are you paying attention? Is he still there? Felix, you still on the line with me? I think he's still there. He's probably got us on mute. But listen to this Jimmy Lunsford music that's just amazing. Anyway, we got pictures we can show you of some of the Lindy Hoppers from yesterday. I don't hear the music. There he goes. There he goes. Woo-hoo-hoo! Ow! Ah! All right. See? Oh! Whoa! Now this is music, Stephen. Now, see, I was brought up in this era. Let's see, bring the music down just a little bit because I got to talk over top of it. But you can't help but dance with this kind of music. Now, Barbara, let's tell folks where they got to go again. So we know you got your program starting tomorrow through the weekend. This is Memorial Day weekend, folks. Y'all supposed to be partying. Y'all gonna, you're gonna turn up them barbecue grills. You're gonna get your stuff ready. But when you get to the real deal, and you're ready to start dancing, put this kind of music on, and then watch what happens. So, Barbara, tell us where we're gonna go to do all this.
Well, like I said, tomorrow night they're having a show at the Apollo.
Yes.
And there's going to be an after party at the Alhambra.
Okay. Now,
and on
what time is the Apollo show? The Apollo show is what time?
There is a 7 o'clock show and a 10 o'clock show.
All right, there's two shows.
Tickets that are still available
Yes.
will be at Welcome to Harlem.
Okay, Welcome to Harlem. Now, the show after party is at the Alhambra, which is on Alhambra Ball. It's upstairs. You go in the elevator, you get up to the ballroom, and it's in beautiful condition. They've restored it. It is really wonderful.
Yes, you have to have a wristband to come in.
You got to have a wristband to come in. So you just can't go busting up in there. Ain't going to be no twerking, people. We're going to talk swing here. So what time does that after party start?
That's after the 10 o'clock show, so you figure around 11:30 at night.
11:30. Very good. And then y'all gonna swing and Lindy Hop till how long?
Probably till 2 a.m.
Till 2 a.m. Woo, Lord, y'all! I hope that air conditioner's working good.
Yeah. Now this event is through Frankie100.com.
Yes. Frankie100.
And
yes.
the Harlem Swing Dance Society is working along with them to help wake up the area to this, exotic and exciting culture.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Now
we have events of our own coming up in the area.
Yes. Now tell us about that.
We have a Swinging the Blues night at Raw Space this Friday, the 23rd. And we're going to be dancing from 8:30 to 12:30 a.m. 8:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m.
I think I got a flyer that I'm going to show all that. Yes, I got all flyers on this, Barbara. So you just go ahead and tell us. And my engineer, she's going to flash the pictures for people to see it. So go ahead. So what's happening next?
And then on Saturday, we'll be at the Kennedy Center for a very, very important panel discussion. This panel discussion is going to be by us, the Harlem Swing Dance Society, the DC Hand Dancers, and maybe some Philly Boppers. But we're going to be talking about the Harlem heritage of Lindy Hop and swing.
Yes.
We're going to talk about how DC Hand Dance, how they have kept their culture and preserved it, and then how Harlem can recapture and nurture the legacy.
Excellent.
So
Excellent.
It's going to be some very real dialogue.
Right. And it's about protecting our cultural legacy, folks. We're not just talking about just getting up there and having a chance to dance and boogie down the way it used to be, because that's important. You got to enjoy it. You're going to be tapping your feet. You're going to be snapping your fingers. Your head's going to be swinging. You're going to be doing all that. But we're talking about preserving our cultural heritage. And this is what Barbara's group is all about. She is protecting the cultural legacy. See, that's part of what our real issue with our art and culture. Nobody's preserving or protecting it.
Or not enough.
Not enough.
Not enough.
But we got folks like Barbara out here. Yeah, we're trying.
Some are trying.
That's right. But thank goodness for your organization. Yeah. And so where can a person call or join your organization here in Harlem? Let's try to get some folks to become members. So what do they do?
Well, to learn Lindy Hop and swing dance, we're Tuesdays. We're at the Kennedy Center every Tuesday at 7 o'clock doing lessons. And you can call our hotline for information, which is 347-709-7022. Or you can email us at the Harlem Swing Dance Society at gmail.com. And we also have a Facebook page, so you can like it and find information on there, too.
That's right. Absolutely. So there are many ways to get a hold of this organization. We're talking, folks, preserving cultural legacy. That's a moral imperative. Because if we lose what Frankie and all of the Lindy Hoppers who came to the Savoy Ballroom, and if we lose that heritage, folks, you aren't going to have an opportunity to get a chance to see it much, because they don't play it on TV. You know that. I mean, this stuff. Listen, you watch this on TV, and you're watching perhaps the movie channel or somebody who's doing something old school.
Right.
Okay.
Chances are.
Chances
Yep.
are. But baby, when you see what these kids were doing back then, your mama and your daddy, your grandmama, your granddaddy, their mama and their mama's mama, baby.
That's the first Soul Train.
Soul Train, got it, baby. I'm serious. I'm
That's
serious.
the first
They cleared
Soul Train
the floor.
album. Yeah,
I'm
they cleared.
serious. Like the guy said, you would
Yeah.
stand back and watch somebody say, I got that. I got that. And then you're going to get out there on the floor and try your best. Now, that only happened in my time frame when James Brown came around.
Oh, James
Because
Brown.
then everybody wanted to do James Brown. But before that, we were talking about Lindy Hopkins.
Yeah.
Hand dancing. Woo!
Wow.
My goodness, my goodness. All right, so we got 5 minutes. Sister Nedra, you with
Yes,
me?
I'm
Are
here.
you with me? Were you dancing?
I'm showing up with you. I'm waiting.
Oh.
Were you dancing? Were you moving in the kitchen?
Was you scared?
Was you scared? That's right. Was you scared? Come on now. All right, now. This is our kind of music, folks. This is when music was real music. Duke Ellington, Jimmy Lunsford. I'm telling you, folks, when you're talking about the great musicians of the 30s, 40s, and the 50s, they packed the clubs.
Yeah.
Okay? You couldn't get in. You really could not get in.
Yeah.
And when they played songs like Flying Home, Flying Away, baby, that floor was bouncing. Okay? It had bouncing. And when you literally, and like Barbara said, when they did the aerials, you had to just stand back and watch because they were they had helium in them.
Yeah.
Literally.
Well,
So
there was a song, Stomping at the Savoy.
stomping
They
at
really
the
stomped.
Savoy. That's right. They really stomped at the Savoy.
Wow.
Okay? That wasn't no joke. All right. Now, Sister Nedra.
Yo.
What's happening out on the West Coast? What you got going on out there? Talk to me.
First, I want to thank Sister Barbara for the work that she's doing in Harlem.
Yes, sir.
You know, my grandmother ran a speakeasy in Harlem and was amongst the first to buy stock in the Black Star liner. So my roots in Harlem, and I miss New York. Yeah, I miss New York. So thank you, sister. Thank you.
Thank you.
I feel the work that you're doing is honoring my ancestors as well as everyone else's.
Well, it takes a village. That's why we need everybody to, start sharing.
And maybe
It
we
really
can get
takes a
you out
village.
this way.
Yes.
That would be so fabulous. Yeah, to get you out this way. Our community needs that right here in Oakland, San Francisco, Silicon Valley. Yeah.
So while y'all out there making all that money, while y'all out there making all that money and the chips for the computers, you got to have some swing.
You got to swing,
That's
you know,
right.
because if you swing, then your heart will get right, and then you'll know what to do with that money.
Ooh, good point. That's a very good point.
We're going to get deep now. Come on, Sister Nedra. Bring it home for me.
You know what I'm coming with.
Come on. Bring it. Bring it.
Yeah, but anyway, we're doing all right. We're doing all right out here. I'm just really so, how can I say, inspired, and I think I still haven't really touched the word, but I'm going to say inspired because I'm seeing our community having a reawakening. We're supporting one another. We're supporting our businesses. It seemed like we had kind of lost that at one point.
Right.
But I see an awakening happening, and, we're growing because of it, and I'm really, really excited. And a part of this is because of our history and people like Barbara who are keeping our history and culture alive.
Right.
I really am excited about it.
All right, I got to take a break in about a minute, but when we come back, Sister Nedra, I'm going to let you tell us what you're doing out there because next week you're on my show. We got to give a big shout out for what you're doing, and then we're going to let Barbara close out with some more information and details, listening to this music, and then I've got something extra special. I've got a hot news item about the Nigeria captured 250 young girls. I got a correspondent who is feeding me news that I got to give. I mean, this is hot stuff. So the BCS Experience is bringing it to you live. and in living color. We ain't waiting for history to be made. We making history right now.
There we go.
So don't go away. You're listening to the BCS Experience on the Go Pro Radio Network. We'll be right back.
GoPro Radio, the fastest growing network in the galaxy, is leaner and meaner with a new attitude, new technology, and a brand new lineup. Tune in and get wired every Wednesday, starting at 5 p.m. Eastern with the BCS Experience featuring Byron C. Saunders, formerly of New York City's WBAI. Then at 6 p.m., it's the Black Agenda TV Express featuring sought-out political commentator Glenn Ford, formerly of America's Black Forum. Then at 8 p.m., it's time for Kay Thompson Live with the legendary radio host Kay Thompson of Inner City Broadcasting's WLIB and her son, renowned actor Eric Payne, who starred in such films as Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing, Drop Squad, and many more. Then, at 9 p.m., it's Food Rap, featuring Nina Markel, a.k.a. the unofficial mayor of Jersey City, and former Viacom marketing guru Shauna Glover. Last but not least, at 10 p.m. Eastern, it's The Sexy Party Show, with the bad boy of dating Mr. Locario of I Love New York fame and his partner in crime, Miles Cunningham. So get wired every Wednesday from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern only on the GoPro Radio Network, www.goproradio.com. Listen to the voices in your head.
You want to know the truth, folks? Do you really want to know the truth? Well, perhaps you can't handle the truth. But if you can listen to GoPro Radio. Tune in at www.goproradio.com. Now, have I made myself clear?
GoPro Radio Network. Listen to the voices in your head. I know I do.
You're listening to content developed by the GoPro Radio Network, the fastest growing network in the galaxy. GoPro Radio Network. Listen to the voices in your head.
All right, we're back on the BCS Experience. My goodness, we've been bopping this evening. Steven,
Yep.
I don't know. I ain't seen you move this much in over a century, dog. Okay, all right. I got still got two callers on the line. My featured call-in guest, Barbara A. Jones, director of the Harlem Swing Dance Society, and next week's featured call-in guest, Sister Nedra. Now, Sister Nedra, we flying home, baby. We're taking it away. Tell me what's going on.
Right.
What you got going on, and why why you're on next week on the BCS Experience. What's on? What's happening?
Okay, you were gracious enough to have us back on because we're about to start. We're about to restart our shooting for the final phase of the Joyce Ann Gaines story, a historical documentary that I'm producing and directing. We have a Kickstarter campaign to help offset some of the costs of our next trip to LA, and you can find that on Kickstarter.com and then simply put in the search engine the Joyce Ann Gaines story. And I want to thank everybody in advance because anything and everything helps us to reach our goal. And if we don't do it, who will?
Now, what is the Joyce A. Gaines story? What is that exactly?
It's about the woman who was an unwilling catalyst for the 1965 Watts riots.
Okay, so we're talking about...
All she did was
yes.
outside of her dad's barbershop,
right.
was arrested, and the riots broke out. And so we're here to set history straight about her story.
Okay, so it's a docudrama about the Watts riots and Joyce A. Gaines, who was identified as the spark that lit the fire. Oh, my goodness. That story has not been told, Stephen. You see, preserving and protecting the cultural legacy. So folks got to understand the Watts riots was not about some destruction of some community. It was a revolution going on out there.
We heard about the riots.
That's right.
They didn't tell you.
They didn't tell us the real story.
That's
so
right.
you got to come back on the BCS Experience next week to hear that. Now, let's get back to jamming. Sister Nedra, I want you to continue dancing like I see you out there dancing, okay? All right, now.
I'm moving right now.
I know that's right. Barbara, you got to bring us home. You're telling us what's happening starting tomorrow, give me details because I got to get this news item story into about Nigeria because I know y'all want to hear about that. But Barbara, the Harlem Swing Dance Society, y'all are cooking it this week. Tell us what's going on.
Well, Frankie100.com is doing the show at the Apollo, and there's rush tickets still available. That's tomorrow. And the rush tickets can be picked up at Welcome to Harlem, which is on 2360 8th Avenue.
Okay.
Starting at 11 o'clock a.m.
Right.
And Saturday, the Harlem Swing Dance... Friday, the Harlem Swing Dance Society is having a Swinging the Blues dance social at Raw Space. On Saturday night, we are having a Motown and Beyond R&B dance for the Harlem community so that they can dance and celebrate and still swing with their dance cousins.
That's right.
And Saturday afternoon, that's when we're having that panel discussion about Lindy Hop and Swing at the Kennedy Center. All of this information can be found on our Facebook page or by calling our website, our hotline at 347-709-7022. Or you can email us at the Harlem Swing Dance Society at gmail.com. We have quite a few goodies this week.
Absolutely, and this is Memorial Day weekend, so you see, you don't have to stay home and do nothing, as they say. So come on into Manhattan and go on up to Harlem, where it's really going to be swinging and bopping, dropping it like it's hot, baby.
Yes, and if the weather holds up, there's going to be a parade in Harlem for Lindy Hop.
Oh,
there's going to be a big dance on 135th Street.
Dancing in the street. That's what we're talking about.
On 125th Street?
Yeah.
All right. There you have it. 135th Street.
Okay, 135th Street.
Right, by the Schomburg.
Right by the Schomburg. See there?
Whoa.
That's what I'm talking. Be there or be square, as they used to say it.
All right.
Ladies, I want to thank you so very much. God bless you. God bless you for protecting our cultural legacies and preserving it the way it ought to be done. And folks, you got to come on next week because we're going to talk about the Watts riots. You see, there's been a lot of revolutions going on in this country since the beginning, starting with the Haitian Revolution, and it ain't stopped. And it's still going on. Like they say, the revolution won't be televised. The revolution will be live. All right, ladies. Thank you so very much. I got to take us. Thank you. God bless you all.
Thank you. And I just like your Facebook page.
All right. There we got it. See? Another member coming on board. All right. Let's get serious a little bit. I got to take us down the road. Got to go to Mother Africa. Tell you what's going on. I got a new item to go to on my BCS Experience. We're talking about news from the motherland.
All right.
You know what's going on in Nigeria. 3 weeks ago, 250 young girls kidnapped from a village, taken. Do you understand the dynamics? Do you know the story? Well, I got a correspondent. I can't give her name out. Or his name out. I got a couple, but I can't give their name out. I've got to protect their anonymity. But here's the story that you need to know about the origins. This is a special experience international report. Nigeria, a nation in crisis. The kidnapping of over 250 young girls being held hostage. The story you need to know from my Nigerian correspondent that must remain anonymous for security purposes. The origins of the current crisis is this. The Boko Haram seat emerged in 2002, while its insurgency phase started as far back as 2009. The group was officially known as the Jama'atu Ahlis Sunna Lidawati wal Jihad, which in English means people committed to the propagation of the Prophet's teachings and jihad. The group is hostile to democracy. It uses every means to indoctrinate its members. Its ultimate objective is to destabilize the country and take over Nigeria in order to turn it into a base of operation in West Africa and the entire continent. Since 2009, we have had to contend with many attacks and killings, which have now developed into full-scale war, targeting the stability and integrity of Nigeria. It has attacked schools, slaughtered students in their dormitories, destroyed villages, communities, and the government infrastructure, and in fact, it's wreaked havoc on the economy and social life of the Nigerian people. They even killed people at a soccer game 2 months ago. This is a cruel and vicious organization. I gotta stop here. I'm going to be giving you more next week in the weeks to come. This is a developing series connecting Mother Africa with the rest of the world and the African diaspora. Let's keep it in prayer. Let's bring home our sisters safe
Ashe.
and secure. All right. This has been the BCS Experience. This is the GoProRadio.com, your social network's live talk radio show, produced and sponsored by BW Moving Images. Tylon U. Savior, Washington producer. Ayana L. Jones, executive director. Shauna L. Glover, online engineer. Production assistants, Muhammad El Safti, Nina Markal, Tatiana Washington, and Tayana Washington. Thank you, Tatiana, for really giving it the go this day. You get gold stars, baby. A special thank you to the Jazz Lounge Project and Andrew Julian Myers for my fabulous show's theme music. Thank you, Stephen Pollock, for being here co-hosting with me.
Sir.
Your support of BW Moving Images is important to us, and there is a wonderful documentary that you need to have, produced by BW Moving Images, Tylon U. Savior, Washington, and it's made available for purchase. Just go to disappearingvoices.com. disappearingvoices.com to pick up your copy, Disappearing Voices, The Decline of Black Radio. Hey, we're not in decline. We're the fastest growing network in the universe, in the galaxy, the GoPro Radio Network. Hey, tune in next Wednesday when my show, the BCS Experience, will be on from 5 to 6 p.m. live and in living color. Coming up next is Black Agenda TV Express from 6 to 6:30, and then following that, the Earl Morgan Hour from 7 to 8, and then check out Kate Thompson Live with your hostess, Kate Thompson, from 8 to 9, and then stay tuned from 9 to 10 for that really, really good tasting show, The Food Rap, with Shauna L. Glover and Nina Markal. But before you go to bed, from 10 to 11, The Sexy Party Show. Then you can clock out. Kiss her goodnight, kiss him goodnight, and then do what you do so well. All right, well, listen. Hey, I'm Byron C. Saunders. It's been all about the BCS Experience. Join me next Wednesday when my very, very special guest will be you, my listening audience, with another opportunity to appreciate our rich cultural history and learn how it impacts on our lives today. Until then, I'm out of here. For the moment. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.